Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into another video on TK's Tech Corner. Today we're going to be taking a look at another game controller. This one here is by a company called EasySMX. You've seen me unbox many of their controllers and review many of their controllers on this channel. This one here is aimed at mobile devices and it's probably going to be based in favor of those that don't have folding devices, because as you've heard me say on the channel before, when the C port is on the right hand side, it's not very comfortable because the fold ends up hanging down like that. We've got the device there anyway, the fold, so we'll check it out with both the fold and we'll check it out with my old Note 10 Plus because it's the standard format factor that you would expect most people to be using in a device like this. We'll open it up, we'll go through the features, we'll test it out on some Xbox Game Pass, and we'll also compare it to one of the GameSir controllers, because this does remind me of the GameSir X2 Pro. Now, I've got that here with me, so I'll pull that out shortly, but first we'll go through the product here. Now this product does feature, I think it's got a couple of features that I can't remember if the X2 Pro had or not, but one is 15-watt fast charging. Another thing is, I believe it actually has some rumble feature. So does it say rumble on here or not? So it says Bluetooth and direct plug connectivity, which is interesting because again, the GameSir X2 Pro was a C connection only. It has got an adjustable USB-C plug. Now, if you're connecting via Bluetooth, I don't know what that means for you. If there's a way of blanking out that C port and connecting your fold via Bluetooth, that might give you the option to mount it in a different way. So we're seeing controllers that are popping up on the market. Yeah, sometimes they do look the same, but they all have their own unique set of advantages and features. And that's what we're going to find out here today. So let's get this out. The controller's there. It does feel very nice soft white. It's not a soft touch, it's just smooth. In the box there's no charging cable. There is an instruction manual which we'll go through. It does say it supports Bluetooth connectivity, so that means you could connect it directly to a device like Xbox, for example, because it says Bluetooth Xbox wireless controller, which is interesting. Means you could probably use it for your PC and get multiple usage out of this. So when I initially said this is just a mobile game controller, I was wrong. It definitely isn't just a mobile game controller. It's a lot more flexible, and definitely in that regard, it's automatically got a lot more features than the GameSir X2 Pro. No C cable. Let's put that aside. I'm just going to get this out of the way as well, the instructions, and we'll just go through some of the features. So again, I believe it does have a vibration motor in here. We'll test it out. If it works with Game Pass or not, I don't know, but maybe more native Android games or emulators where the games support vibration feature is something where we're going to feel the vibration mode. The spring on this is very, very strong, and that bridge here feels extremely sturdy. It's probably one of the most sturdy I've felt. I like the fact that it's wide because it's going to support the device quite nicely on the back, and the reason why you have these cutouts here is generally because the phone camera systems are quite large and they're normally on the outsides of the devices, like the iPhones and most of the Samsung devices. So this will cater for your camera lumps and bumps, whatever you want to call them. Now when I stretch it, it's interesting because they've got some information inside here that you can hopefully see if this focuses. So it tells you the different modes that the lights are going to represent. So HID mode for Android, yellow, Xbox mode, white, blue is the M virtual touch. I think that's where you can simulate your touchscreen controls, and also PS mode for iOS. So it's nice to see that there, and also mode switching instructions, function plus turbo keys. Now why is it nice to have that there? Because to be honest, generally I forget how to use these half the time, just because I review so many as well. We've got an adjustable C port, which is the first time I've ever seen this on any device other than a GameSir controller. Normally the GameSirs are the ones that you see this flexible C port on. And why is this nice? It's nice because it makes it a lot easier to get the phone in and out with that flexibility there. Hopefully I won't break it before we get to test it. So let's move around this now. We've got the analog D-pad here, the D-pad here does not have micro switches. It's nice and quiet and smooth. It's using probably the conductive membranes there, and then we've also got the buttons here, A, B, X, Y. Very nice response on both the D-pad and the buttons. The button spacing is really nice. It's not too cramped, and again, no micro switches, but they do feel very nice from a travel perspective. They've got minimal travel there, and they should be fairly responsive. The buttons here, these do feel like micro switches. So you've got the menu buttons, the screenshot buttons, etc., the ones that you see on the Xbox normally. And then you've got that's going to be their own sort of home button, or actually that's actually a turbo button. It's not even a home button, and a function button there. On the rear of the device, we've got two programmable buttons here as well. So these two macro buttons can be programmed, maybe through the app and probably also through some key presses. On the bottom, the C port, which supports 15 watts of fast charging pass-through as well. And again, in here somewhere, vibration motors. The bumpers on the right and left, so the RB and left B shoulder buttons here are micro switches. You can probably hear them clicking. You may or may not hear them. And then we've got Hall effect analog triggers here as well. They do feel very nice and smooth. I also like the shape of them. They've got that outward curved shape, which means that they're going to hold your fingers nicely and your fingers aren't going to be slipping off unnecessarily. Analog sticks, we've got Hall effect sensors here as well. They feel buttery smooth, and overall the device has got a very nice color combination of black on white. Looks very sleek, very clean, and overall it's a very nice feeling device in the hands. So even if you're using this as a normal gamepad or Xbox, it would probably be really nice. And I'll be honest, I'll probably leave this lying downstairs in my games room just to use as a spare controller, either to pick up as a phone controller or to use on Xbox when people are over. So let's get a phone in it. It says it supports cases, phones with cases. The C port does not look as long as the GameSir X. Mind you, I could be wrong. It looks identical. You can see how close, how very similar these controllers are, right? I've got them here side by side. I'm going to talk about this one more than this one, but we will do some quick comparisons just so you get the idea. I'll put that on the side for now. We'll do a quick test and then we'll do a comparison. So I'm going to test out the Note. Actually, just to put the fold in there first. So it says it supports phones with cases on them. And the recommendation here is that you, oh gosh, I've got a lot of dust on my phone. The recommendation here is that you actually use a phone with a case of less than equal to 1 millimeter. Now, I have got a very thick case on the phone, just because it's a standing case, but it is labeled as a slim standing case. So it'll be a really good test to see if it does support a case which is a bit thicker, and if it does, that would be really nice to see. So I'm just squeezing that in there now, and just to show you, even if I squeeze it really hard, unfortunately it does not work. So with the slim standing case on this phone, it's not working. We'll test out the bumper on the Note, but again, that is also quite a thick bumper. So let's get this one off. Let's get that aside and let's get this in now. Again, this is quite a thick bumper, right? So you can see there, it's not the thinnest case. I think it's a bit more than 1 millimeter, but we'll test it out anyway and see what goes on. Now you see what I mean about the angling C ports there, right? Nothing's going to snap there because it angles up. So it allows you to get that phone in and then stretch your phone into place. Now with this in, again, this is not lighting up. Maybe if I squeeze it hard enough, it might just make a connection. And unfortunately, it's not making a connection there because, again, my phone case is more than 1 millimeter thick. So I'm going to get that off for now and just test it out like this to make sure it actually works. So let's get that underway first. Right, I'm just going to stick the do not disturb on here because we don't want any random pop-ups coming up whilst we're recording. They are just annoying. Here we go. So again, the C port in. I'm going to stretch this over and I want to plug it in and it's on. Now that light has come up. It's the light yellowy sort of color. And it's done that itself. So I've not had to do anything for it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to launch Xbox app rather than Game Pass first, because I should be able to connect to my Xbox, which is currently on. Interesting. And then let's get the volume up. So you may or may not be able to hear the audio. And we'll just test out whatever's currently playing on there. We'll test it out and see how it is. So Microsoft Flight Simulator, you can see that there is what my son's been playing. The controls working absolutely fine. This is Xbox Remote Play. I don't know if the PlayStation Remote Play is connected or not, but if it is, we'll test it out. If it's not, just leave a question in the comment section if you're interested whether it works or not, and I will answer it. So Flight Sim is running, so I'm just going to start it up and see what happens. Hopefully it's not going to take too long to start up. If it's in a game, it'll be a lot better. If not, it will take too long. Right, it looks like we're not in a game. Hopefully we can just start up a quick flight and give it a test, see how it works. But overall, initially, it does feel very nice. It's holding the phone extremely well. As I mentioned, the spring mechanism in this bridge is just awesome. Now I can probably straight, it's not a problem that it's sitting at an angle, by the way. You can see what I mean by the camera bump there as well, right? Oh gosh, I just turned off the phone. Didn't I? Yes, I did. Maybe I'll stop messing around. And I disconnected myself. So let's go back to remote play. I'll try not to mess around this time so I don't disconnect myself. And we're straight into the game. So you can see the controls are working correctly. They're starting up. Probably not the best game for a demonstration because it does take quite some time to get going. I'll decide whether or not I'm going to snip some of this out in the video. At least we've got some relaxing music to listen to whilst it goes. So whilst that loads up, let's just compare this, right? GameSir X2 Pro. It's got macro buttons on the back, but the buttons are in slightly different positions. As you can see, these are slightly longer and thinner and a bit higher up. I think they are in a really good position. On here, they're a bit low down on here, to be honest, ever so slightly. So I think from that perspective, this has got an edge. They're more naturally placed, is what I can feel. Let's just quickly go to world map. Okay, let's just select from some stuff. So let's just select anything that comes up at all. And let's just click on fly. Right. The buttons lay out exactly the same pretty much. You've got the analog sticks left and right, both Hall effect sensors on both. The D-pad is slightly larger on here, and I'd say it's probably my preference that it's slightly larger and less noisy because it's not clicky. They're both concave, as you can see that there, so your thumb sits in them very nicely. So the D-pads are both very nice, though I prefer the size and smoothness of the D-pad on the M05. The C port is located in the same place for both of them. Right, I think we're taking off here, so let's get this thing underway. We'll release the brake. I'll put the brakes back on again. Now I don't know how we're going to get to the outside view again. Just going to press some buttons. Right, there we go. And I'm going to try and lift off, and you can see I'm taking off there. Oh gosh, I'm about to crash. And I've crashed again. I'm not feeling any vibration. Again, it may just be because of the game that I'm playing. I'll probably have to get a game that supports vibration input. Maybe when I pair it up to the Xbox, it's going to give me some vibration support, right? I think I can press something like this. Right, we can get back up again. So as you can see, that's working very, very nice. I'll turn the volume down a bit because it's a bit overpowering. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but you hopefully can now. This controller is working really, really well. Let's exit that and let's disconnect. So let's just try it out with Game Pass quickly as well. Maybe we'll just jump into Forza Horizon 5, that'll do. All right. Test out with Game Pass. We should see it working. Again, I don't expect vibration to work. I don't know if Game Pass supports it or not, to be honest. Never thought about it really. But let's just test it out with Game Pass as well. I'll fire up PlayStation Remote Play. I don't suspect it's connected, but if it is, then we'll give it a quick test, see if it works with a PlayStation or not. It looks like it did have some sort of a PlayStation mode. It said iOS, didn't it? So it's probably a button combination on there that will allow you to use it in the PlayStation mode. I'm just going to pull up the instructions quickly to test what that mode might be. While that fires up, so HID mode, Xbox input mode, virtual connector mode, iPhone. Right. So switching between wired and non-wired modes, you're holding the function and turbo buttons. To switch to Bluetooth mode, press and hold the function and menu button for 2 seconds. Interesting. Really interesting. First controller of this form factor I've seen with Bluetooth support as well. Bluetooth and USB. Great. Right, let's get into the game. Let's see how this works. Syncing data, good stuff. I really like the feeling of this, I really do. Overall, for me, because I play on the Fold more, restart required. How's it going to restart? It's on Game Pass. Interesting. The reason why I would probably prefer something like this is because of the folding devices, and the C port is on the left-hand side. But other than that, that's not a lot nicer than this, to be honest, because it's got the back buttons and all the other features here, and it's got a better D-pad, to be honest. So let's get these up. Alright, let's get in the game. I want to see if the rumble works. If it doesn't work, again, no biggie, but it'll be nice to see if it does. And I will fire up the PlayStation Remote Play just before I end the video, just so we can do a complete test. That's interesting. I've had this before, where this, for some reason, the left analog stick is my accelerator. I don't know why. Now that makes me want to revisit the Nintendo Switch controllers, because I think I had this problem with the Nintendo Switch controllers and I didn't realize the left trigger is set to accelerate. That means my controllers are messed up. Now, if I go into settings and controls, change input mapping, accelerate is changed. It is. It's a default layout. Wow. I did not know that had happened. Save and continue. Let's get back to it. Now that's what I'd expect. So as you can see, Game Pass is where it's working absolutely fine. No vibration, but then that's not a problem, and it may just be that Game Pass doesn't support vibration. I should try it with a controller, a normal controller, and see what happens with an Xbox controller, for example. But that is playing very, very nicely. This is online, I'm just streaming. Controller is responsive, no lag, as you can see there. If there's any lag here, it's not going to be because of the controller. It's connected via C port. it would probably be because of the wireless connection or actual servers and service itself. I'm connected to my wireless access point via a Wi-Fi 6 connection in this case, and it's clearly giving adequate bandwidth for a really good gaming experience, and you can see that there because I'm able to keep control of the car even whilst driving at fairly high speeds of 140 miles an hour. Dare I say I've done faster than this in real life, and it's a lot more exciting when you do it in person, but I won't talk about that. So there you go. Let's exit this because otherwise I'll just get engrossed when I do play these games on this channel. I end up getting a bit distracted. Let's get this paper out of the way. Now it's going to try and sign into my PlayStation account because I haven't used this for some time. If I can sign in quickly, I will, just for the sake of a test. I'm just going to pause the video quickly. Right, so I've signed in. Here you go. PlayStation Remote Play is fired up. I've just fired it up to save some time. Now, in the default mode that it was in, I haven't changed the mode yet. It does not work. So we're just going to go through the mode switch. Now, the mode switch that was written on the back of that extension bar was function and the mode button or turbo button for 2 seconds. So we can see the light changing color there. That is gone white now. I think the one we wanted was, I think it was green, was for where it said PS. That's blue. So this is the virtual input mode. So that's definitely not the one we want. You can see it's doing something for some default screen mapping there. Green. Aha, success. So the green is a PlayStation mode. It did say that, and also the iOS mode. And it looks like it's working. So let's just test something out. What shall we test out? Tekken. Yeah. So this hopefully works without any issues. Tekken 6. Looks like it's working absolutely fine. So this is a really, really versatile, diverse controller that's going to support multiple formats, Bluetooth connectivity to Xbox, probably your PC, may even work on Nintendo Switch. I'm not going to try that, but if you're interested, let me know. On your phone, Xbox Remote Play, Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation Remote Play clearly is also working. You can see what's going on here. This is really good stuff, right? So let's press the back button. Right, I just want to get started here. Where's the start button? The start button definitely doesn't do what I'd expect it to do. Right, it's just going through the actual opening. It looks like I can't skip this, which is a shame. Hopefully it comes up with an option to skip, or I can just get on with the game because that's what I want to do, and I want to test it out. Remote play, by the way, works really, really well in general, regardless. It's not a controller thing, just the quality of the services, the remote play and streaming services, in my experience, as the more I test these videos, I do notice they improve more and more each time I use them. I'm really impressed with them, and they even usable over a mobile data connection, to be honest. So, and they do work well. I've tried them from the office on VPN. I've tried them from other people's houses over wireless connection, and it does work very, very well. So I'm going to exit this game because for whatever reason I just can't seem to skip this opening credit, and I really do want to actually test something. So that was really, really, let's try what's going to be nice and easy to test out. Now let's just go to Mortal Kombat. Hopefully that's going to be easier. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. Let's test this out. Right, I just want to get into a quick game. That's what I want to do. But the controller is definitely working. Continue. Oh gosh, continue. Settings. What happened to the good old days where you could just... We don't want any expansions. We just want to play. We just want to fight, right? There you go. You can see that's working absolutely fine. Analog sticks and D-pads all working as expected. Let's hold that a bit closer so you can see it as well. Now I'm actually playing it with looking at the camera rather than looking at the actual phone screen, just because I'm holding it so close to the camera so you can see what's going on, but you get the idea here, right? It's working absolutely fine, all good. Buttons are working well as well. Which one is the PlayStation home button? I don't know. That you'd have to use the on-screen control for. Other than that, all working fine. So there you go. I'm going to end the video now because we've done a good test. PlayStation, Xbox Game Pass. It's going to work on Android games, no doubt. Programmable, customizable macro buttons as well. Analog Hall sticks, analog... Hall effect analog sticks and triggers. And overall really nice, well built, solid feeling controller. Not a single bit of wobble while I was gaming there. You could see that. With 15 watts fast charging, this thing is a winner. I think this might just be, apart from the fact that the Fold 4 is going to hang down, might have to sacrifice that. Might actually be the new favorite to sit in the bag for a little while. I've got to give it a run, right? So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please leave a thumbs up. If you've got any questions in the comment section below, I'll try and answer them as best as I can and as quick as I can. And if you haven't already done so, please do subscribe to the channel, hitting that button in the bottom right hand corner. Really appreciate the support that you guys give. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.